a new thing. Right. We're talking about this being one quadrant that I've defined. However, we have to understand there's one up there, there's one up there, and there's one over here. There are three invisible. You have the 76 in the middle, the 7 circled, the 6 is circled, and the 76 is circled. Three invisible. D. D is going to be a theme right now, okay? Because basically when you look at that, you have this thing encircled by a V of nothing. And the infinite has to continue going. And it goes from here, 5,000, which is V with a line on top of it. Because we've gone this far in the exercise, you have to blatantly know by now that things have been circled. And you look at the V with the line on top of it, you not only know that things have to be circled, but you understand the backwardness and upside down and flipped of everything. You have to understand your Roman numerals, because this is a circle, a line, and a V. It's very important. You know, understanding your first dimension, your second dimension, and your third dimension. You know, space. You know, these guys right here. Before you make the X. Right. So how are we making an X? Alright, well let's look at the bubble of 5,000. Bubble of 5,000 is a 1 by 4. 1 by 4 will be divided in the middle, making a 1 by 2 and a 1 by 2. However, the middle is nothing. Okay, the middle over here in a 9 by 9 matrix is something. Okay, we're learning to make a V. Huh, okay. Let's make a V in the nothingness of 5,000. So anyways, that's where your thing's gonna go. So you break it in half, you read everything backwards, and 0 is 1. So what you're left with is a 15. 50 would be a 15 and 11. 15 plus 11 is 26. God, you know. G, son of D. Oh, D. You know, D, very important with your 55s here in the middle of the D in the white hole, in the nothing of the D. Of the rings of Saturn, and that being Jupiter, because Jupiter is 3. Sorry, Saturn is 3. Saturn is 3. Saturn is knowledge of the V of nothingness that encapsulates us. And it's going to continue going on and over and up and up and over. You know what I'm saying? That makes it the new center. Okay? Just like this was the beginning. Where everything comes from, in all axes. And this is the middle. This is the beginning of something new. We're beginning to understand making the X, which is the avatar of my channel. Now how you make the X? Look, the 76 clearly makes a V. Now down here, you're going to be making another V to attach to something else, to make attach to 1, 2, 3. This one will be something created, something already existing, something created. This one over here will be something existing, something created. This one would be something created, something created. That's meaning there is a 2 to 1 ratio of differences. She's gonna rise up. Fuck yeah. Yeah. How sane am I? Anyways, all it means is that you're gonna have a created and a created V. And the only way to make an X, if this is the V that you have in plain sight, you gotta think depth. The V up here will be way close. However, the V down here will be way down here. And you're gonna have to look at it on an angle where this V will be pumped out over here. And when you get the angle just right, you make an X between a black hole and a white hole. Between knowledge of a 1 by 3 and knowledge of a 1 by 4. The visual light spectrum of the Earth. Energy side of the heart. The left hand of the heart. Because God and man are reversed. And this whiteboard right here, pretty important. Oh yeah, V with a line on top of it is also a D when you rotate properly. D is the fourth letter of the alphabet, which would be a circled 3. Which means Jupiter would be a circled 4, which is a 5, which is a V. What do you think's better? Jupiter V? Or that bullshit matrix that you've been born into slavery for? With the God particle. Seriously. That's my thoughts on that. Well, we might as well. Oh, it's over. Oh. Same as it ever was, guys. 3,858 magnets needed in our cellular entry device because we've identified the circle 3. 3,858. Why is this? We have a white hole because we don't see the hole. We see the 3. White hole, black hole, because you have to draw a 1x2 around these two. Then you get a white hole over here because we didn't touch the 5. 3,850, and then I have to draw another black hole. So white, black, white, black. Notice how white, black, white, black. 3,858 magnets required in a cellular energy device. Once in a lifetime, and we should probably make one of these. It'll be pretty infinite, guy. Okay, I found the Roman numerals, all of them. Right, it's all about the infinite knot. Okay, because what you're making, okay, if you're making a V like this, and you're making a V of a creative 1x9 line and a creative 1x9 line, and that white hole V and this black hole V will merge because this one's out of the plane, and when you look down the plane at a certain angle, probably like an offset of 23.4 and 45 degrees. Okay. It's all about the infinite knot. The way I have it drawn right here, it's all about 110. It's understanding the 1 of 1 of 7 of 13 of 110 is a base of 2143. Like, there's more stuff happening in there. We'll get to that soon. But the 110 in the infinite knot has to be taken as a singularity. Okay? That's your 0. Your 1 would be the one-dimensional line spawning off of it to the 8. For your 118, or 119 when it's circled, or backwards 911. The V created would be the 110 to the 8 to the 50 would make a V, obviously. Your X that's created is the tough part. You gotta make the X, and it's at the top of the knot. It spawns off like crazy antenna things, okay? But you gotta know about the 2 created white hole lines, 1x9s, and the in and out of the plane X. That's the tough one. Understanding time is tough. Your L seems to be right here. Okay? Your C then gets spawned off the infinite 8. Right here. It's backwards. Okay? Now for duality, you're gonna have to balance that. And your C here is offshot by this D. And C and D are 3 and 4 is 7, and that's your G, and that off balances it here. Okay? Something has to off balance it here, but I'm not there right now. It's not drawn yet. And your M is the completion of the black hole. And once you understand the completion of the black hole or the M, and it goes down and up and whatever, you understand this. A different type of V depicted here. Okay? So, yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Remember I talked about the Batman projection? And this 76 here is just the 7 and the 5 with the 0, so that's your 76 being like kind of projected via the x. And the 7 and the 6 is right here. There's your 7 and there's your 6. Okay? It's like a Batman projection. But the same thing's happening. This bubble is not Saturn. This is Jupiter. This is Jupiter's bubble. Jupiter owns the left hand of God in energy because it's being projected from 13. And what's happening being projected from 13 is that to get the rings of Saturn around the 1/3 invisible bubble of Saturn, you still have Jupiter. Yeah, all this is Jupiter. Now, the 13 right here in C, that's your third letter, and right beside it is a 1/3 of 1s, which is 13. It's just being projected. That's your 13. It's being projected to make the D, to circle the C with the line beside it, to go around it to make a D, literally. Wow. The train kept it rolling all that long. Alright, so it all comes back down to 3858 because it's all about the CD, okay? It's all about the third dimension, okay? And the 13. Now this is a 1/3 and the C. But what happens is this 1/3 has to expand and circle the C to become the D, but the 1 and the 3 are part of the creation of the D. It's just the projection into the clouds by night. So what this now means is that your big C right here, I don't know what this looks like, but let's give it a try. Too far. That's C. Okay, and that C becomes the bubble. You know what I'm saying? For the little C. Okay, sorry, it goes all the way down here. There's a lot going on here, guys. Oh shit, I shouldn't do that. Sorry, I shouldn't do that. Here. So that's a 4/5. C. Creates a bubble for this C, then circle it up to the other one to C. Anyway. 13. 1, 3. Makes a bubble to make the D. The C is now circled. 3,000. There's a D with 5 rows. 3 and 5 is 8. 3,800. Where's your 5? It's a connecting spot. It's a circled 76. It's a circled 13. It's a 5. And what it's now creating is a big 8 with a small part on top and a bigger part on bottom. Like the 8s that we write. I usually write my 8s like that. What about you? If you're a Montreal Canadiens fan, there's your C. It's a 4/5. And there's a little C inside, but when that little C pushes out this side, it makes an H. So you tell me if you think that the Montreal Canadiens logo is somehow related to the game of hockey, which is obviously cellular.